Today I'm joined by a special guest, Chemya McGhee. She was a Disney College Program participant from Valdosta State University, where she majored in management. We actually met while working together at Typhoon Lagoon, so this conversation is a full circle moment. As we hit the halfway point of the season, I couldn't think of a better episode to explore sense of self, identity, and growth, and how those things shape not only our college experience, but who we're becoming beyond it.
Hi guys. I think Kayla mentioned everything. I'm from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay. Well, obviously, I just met you last year. Not even the whole year from now, but what were you like before college compared to now?
Oh man. Before college, I was just a shy little, quiet little, straight A's, no BS type of person. It was very boring. I'll say that.
Well, what are you like now then? So you're not boring, I'm assuming.
No, I hope not. I don't know. Before college, I was just really adamant on getting to the next point. I did all of the extracurriculars. I played volleyball. I was an FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. I sung in the choir, in chorus, not in the choir. I did chorus at school. I was just I did AP classes. I did dual enrollment. I did all the things to help me get to college. And then when I got to college, I was like, dang, I did all of that to get here. And now I'm just trying. I've always been so adamant on getting to the next point. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I was really living in the moment. But now I'm just having fun. Working for Disney, it's taught me how to have fun and keep living in the moment, I guess.
Okay. So I guess you felt like you were doing a lot of forward thinking before, but now you finally get to kind of actually take in what's happening right there, right now.
Yeah, I would say more so now. Because before it was all forward thinking, and of course now I have to forward think now that our program is about to end in May, so I have to think of what I want to do after, but it's definitely not as much as before.
Okay. And were you just kind of doing your activities before just to check the boxes, or did you kind of enjoy what you were doing? Or okay, I need to do a sport, I need to do something academic after school,
I don't know. I enjoyed FBLA because I am a business major, so it was I knew I was going to be a business major when I started high school. That's always been my passion. So I enjoyed that. Sports, no. I am not a sport person. And I learned that playing volleyball. So, yeah.
Okay. We also had FBLA, at my school, but I didn't join it because, again, I didn't know. I thought I was going to be a biomed major, so I was like, no, this isn't for me. Mm-hmm. So, can you talk a little bit more about that? What did I miss out on?
Oh my gosh, yes! So, FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America. It is an organization that helps high school students get more practice in the business world, so talking to people higher ups, connecting, networking, things like that. In FBLA, they give you different activities to do. So we had a fall leadership conference. For one of our things, we would go to the Georgia Fair. That was super fun, bonding with your chapter. For the fall leadership conference, I always did a test. You could do a test. You could do a speech kind of. Things like that to help you get more accustomed to talking in front of people. I always did the test because that's just always been what I've been into. But I always did the communications test, but they had personal finance, economics, literally everything you can think of, it's a test. Also, they give you speech, so they give you different options, you pick an option, and then they give you 5 minutes to think of what you're going to say. They give you a note card to write things down on, and then you give the speech in front of the judges, and then they judge you. You get from fall to state leadership conference, which is usually somewhere in the state. We go to a different college or somewhere hosts it, and then you get your awards. It's very fun. You get to meet with other chapters. You get to do other events going to presentations, learning more about the business world. So yeah, I think it was very insightful. It really helped. Because as a high school student, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into with business. Whereas in other majors, you can kind of think, I want to be a biologist. I want to be a dentist. I want to be a doctor. You can kind of imagine. And it's a little easier to get you somewhere an internship. I guess you don't really do internships in high school. But get you somewhere where you can kind of know what's going on. Whereas business, it's so broad that you don't really know what you're going to get yourself into. So I think FBLA really helps you figure out what exactly the business world is.
Okay. That was like a really good description of it, I feel like. How far did you guys ever get to travel, or was it just like within the state and everything?
It was just in the state. They did have like a national conference, but my school is not that big, so I don't think we ever made it to nationals, but we made it to state leadership conference, and we did have to travel. I'm from Stone Mountain, so I'm from near Atlanta. It's like 20 minutes away. We traveled to Athens. That's like 2 hours, I want to say. Hopefully nobody from Atlanta kills me and it's not 2 hours, but it's not as close. So it was fun. It was definitely a field trip. We took a charter bus. We stayed in a hotel.
Oh,
we had the whole
experience. Okay. All right. Well, I guess, like, how did you get into it? Like, did a friend tell you, or was it just, like, a sign?
No, as soon as I was a freshman, I learned about it, and I immediately did it.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Well, I guess I wish I would have done that. But, I did something called Square One, which is kind of, I guess, similar to it, but it was, like, its own thing. We kind of had to do entrepreneurship contest, so we would have to, like, make an item or something like that, and then try to sell it to the judges. One of the years I made a special like high-tech cabinet called Cabnitech is what I called it.
Oh, wow.
Basically the shelves inside were supposed to like kind of be able to scan all your items like when they expire, and like that way I guess we would call it FIFOing and stuff. So that way you could put the stuff that's like about to expire in the front, and then it would also like weigh your stuff, like how much you have left of each of it. I don't know how. Again, I just need a smart person to do that part. I just had the idea.
It's very doable.
I just had the idea. And then I guess it also made me mad that for some reason the cabinets only opened to like 90 degrees. Or at least, I don't know, I felt like cabinets only open to 90 degrees, so I made it open like 180 so it could swing completely open. But yeah, that was one of our ideas. And then our other idea was a biotechnology like door handle essentially, which I guess they kind of had that with like the Ring doorbell, but it's different. Like instead of having like a key to enter your house or like a key card, it would literally just be your fingerprint. Like there'd be like a little spot and you have to put that specific finger to twist the knob. So I thought that was cool.
It's kind of like the tap system at Disney.
Yeah, or like when people have to like tap their phone, like if they have like an Android. I don't have an Android, guys. I have an Apple iPhone, but like it's kind of like that. So I thought that was a good idea, but then like we had a bunch of questions about like privacy and all this stuff, and I'm like, guys, everything knows us.
Don't worry about that.
So yeah, those are like a couple of things. But my high school, we did have internship opportunities, but it was with my vocational school. So I actually worked in a lab senior year because I thought I was gonna be in biomed. And I worked at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. And luckily, I was thankful. I was so thankful I did this as a high schooler because the college kids had to work with feces. And I said, actually, I don't think I want to work in the lab or a hospital for that matter.
Well,
but
at
yeah.
least you figured out what you wanted to do ahead of time.
I guess sort of, because I still went in thinking I was going to be biomed. It's just the school I went to didn't have biomed. They told me they were going to. It was like building, but they didn't even finish building. They finished building, I think, this year.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's fine. They're a little too late. It's okay. I guess we'll move on to the next question. When you think back to where you started versus where you are now, what's a moment that quietly changed everything for you?
Oh my gosh, I remember this. Oh my gosh. So when I was in high school for my senior year, I wanted to go to any like Ivy League school. I wanted to go far away. I did not want to stay at home. So I applied for I forgot what it's called. I applied for this thing where you get to apply to like any college, and
was it called parchment paper?
No.
Oh,
that sounds interesting.
I swear we use this thing called parchment, and that's how
you do we do use parchment, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I did use parchment after this, but it was like you get to apply to any of the Ivy Leagues, and if you get in through the program, you get to go to them for free.
Oh,
so
slay.
I did that 100%. I was like, I'm gonna go to an Ivy League. I'm gonna do, and it wasn't just Ivy Leagues. My dream was going to University of Southern California, USC. I wanted to go there. They had the best business program. I knew I was going to do that. Then time came, and I did not get into that program. And I was like, wow, that's so, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life now because that was my dream. I don't want to go because in Georgia we have GSU, Georgia State. In my opinion, I thought that's where everybody went. Like, you could go to Georgia State as a dual enrollment student. You already basically were going there. So I didn't want to go there because I wanted to do something new. So after that program, I got an email maybe a couple weeks later, and it was like, oh, you can come if you do 1 year at another college, you can transfer to USC. It was called the Marshall Pathways Program. And after I learned about that, I was like, oh my god, I'm going to transfer to USC. Like, this is amazing. This is exactly what I dreamed of. I just need to go to a different school first. So I feel like not getting into USC changed everything for me, because then I went to the Pathways Program, and I went through the whole semester. I went through the whole year at Valdosta State, because that's the school I settled for. It wasn't really a settlement afterward, but that's the school that I decided to go to. And the whole freshman year, I was like, it doesn't matter what I do, it doesn't matter the friends I make, it doesn't matter anything, because I'm not going to be here next year, because I'm going to go to USC. And then I did end up getting into USC at the end of the semester, at the end of the year.
Okay.
But I was like, man, I can't go to USC. I would have to move all the way across the country. I'd have to pay for school. In Valdosta, I was on track to graduate a year early. If I went to USC, I would have to do a whole 4 years. If I did the Pathways program, USC has a program where you could do business and computer science as both of your majors. And if you did the Pathways program, it would have to be your minor. So I was like, actually, I think I like Valdosta. I think I'm going to stay here. And I did, and I graduated a year early. I minored in computer science, and it was amazing. I met amazing people, and I don't think I would have done the DCP had I been over there, because I would have been just graduating this May.
Oh my gosh. So we've like only known each other since May, and this is like new information for me. Like, not just for you guys, but for all of us. This is, well, not her, but for me, it is new information. For me and you, the audience. It's actually so crazy. I feel like that's definitely cool that you have like a dream school, because I feel like a lot of people talk about having this dream school, and I don't think I ever really had one. So like, it's so interesting to see how you're like so passionate that you were gonna go there, like you were determined.
I was gonna go there.
And I don't know, like I was kind of just like, I want to go to college, period. And I was like, I know I want to play soccer in college, period. And I was like, I want to play D1 soccer. And then I was like, now it's up in the air, who wants me type of thing, versus like me wanting a specific place. So that's kind of interesting how it's like different, because obviously you grew up and you said you like hated sports, and then I grew up always doing sports. So I don't know, I was always like a student before I was an athlete, but I don't know, when it came to like kind of picking a college, I felt like my athletics kind of took over a little bit. Like I said, I went to a school that didn't even have my major, guys. But they did tell me it was going to be there, so it's not really my fault. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And then I guess what made you decide that, like, I guess, I know you said the cost and stuff, but like how much was it going to cost? Because I don't think some people understand the true cost of going to school out of state. And maybe you could like add and talk about that a little bit, because I went in state as well.
In Georgia, we have a lot of things to help you. Like, you're basically, if you get a scholarship, if you keep a certain GPA, your tuition and room and board are paid for. So that was a big decision for me staying at Valdosta. Also, after I realized I wasn't going to USC for freshman year, I definitely wanted to stay somewhere in state because I wanted to save money. I don't remember the exact cost, but I will say my whole like career at Valdosta would have been 1 semester at USC. So
wow.
USC it's very worth it. It's one of the top colleges in the US, if not the world. So it's definitely understandable, but I just was not. I don't know. I don't think I was also in the right place to decide, okay, I want to, because I was a very scared, like, I don't want to do anything. I've always been anxious. I've always had anxiety my whole life. So I definitely, after I got comfortable at Valdosta, I don't think I wanted to uproot my whole life and move to California and have to figure everything out again.
No, that definitely makes sense, because it does come with a lot of like anxiety, like definitely going to a new place, a place that you don't know, and then also not knowing anyone. Like, it'd be different maybe if you had like relatives down there or something like that. But it's definitely a scary process. Yeah. But the key word was, guys, she paid for her 4 years of college, and that would have been 1 year at USC. That's 1 year out of state, guys. That's insane. And that's still a lot of money.
I think it was a semester.
Oh.
Plus, I didn't do a whole 4 years, luckily. So either way, it was a lot cheaper to just stay at Valdosta.
What she said, cheaper to go in-state, guys. Cheaper to go in-state. So if you're in high school, if we have any high school listeners right now going into college, this is for you. Stay in-state.
Or please. Not, you don't have to. But I will say, it depends on the program. Because for a business, Valdosta, I believe, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure I've heard this from a professor, Valdosta has the same business accreditation as some of the top schools. So we have a whole business college. Like, we have a pretty good business program. My professors were great. What I learned was great. I definitely feel like I could use it outside when I'm working with my profession. A lot of people can't say the same thing. So I think it depends on where you're from.
Okay.
Because Georgia is a good place for schools. Like, we have Georgia Tech, we have University of Georgia, we have, like, some of the top schools. Mm-hmm. So I definitely think it depends on where you're from.
Okay. That's for sure. I was going to say, I did go to school out of state, but I didn't have, like, the cost, effect or the issues with that, just because, like, I went to military school. So, like, that's a little bit different, because I did have 2 years out of state, all the way in New York, which is so far from where I'm from. But I also realized that, like, I did not like being that far away from my family. So sometimes you think you want to be far away, but then once you get there, you realize you're like, that's not actually what I wanted. Yeah. So I would definitely, like, maybe if you do want to go out of the state or something, like, do something, like, that's, like, kind of not too far or not too close. Like, something in the middle. I'd also say that certain schools, I feel like I had some classmates that were from Georgia, and they were actually able to go to UK for the same price as in-state, just because you guys didn't have that major. And I forget what major it was. I think it was like textile or something like that, and merchandising. So if your school doesn't have, like, your major that you want in-state, sometimes you're able to price match your in-state at a different college.
Interesting.
Yeah. Or even if your, like, college is just, like, over the border. Like, I think if you're from Ohio or something and you want to get an NKU, since we're so close, you still count as, like, in-state.
Yeah, so we have border state tuition too.
Yeah, I think it's like that. So, but now we're moving on to our next question. Did you ever feel behind compared to others?
Honestly, not really. I will say, my biggest competition was my siblings growing up. Like, I have a twin brother. My oldest brother is only 10 months older than me, and I have 8 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh my goodness! Compared to me, I was like an only child, and then I have 1 sister now.
Yeah. So I want to say it was the complete opposite for me. Like I said before, I was always, like, I guess, a star student. Like, I always prioritized my academics. I was the only girl in my house. I do have 2 sisters, but they live with their mom. So I was the only girl in my house. So I cleaned everything. I made sure all of my siblings were in line. Like, I don't want to say the second mom, because I'm not the second mom, but I was basically the second mom. So I personally feel like all of my siblings were compared to me. So I think that's where the comparison came from, which makes me feel kind of like, I don't like being, that's why I don't like being the center, like the spotlight, or doing things that cause attention on me, because I feel like I've always had attention on me. And I don't like it, because I don't want because then it makes other people start to point out your flaws. Like, why does everybody keep comparing me to her when she does this, or she acts like that? So I don't know. I think the biggest comparison was my siblings, but in the other way.
Okay. So do you feel like you were kind of more being, like, compared to your, like, self, I guess? Like, where were you, like, I don't know, like, last year versus, like, where you are now type of thing? Or would you strictly just compare yourself to your siblings?
I tried to compare myself to myself, because I don't know, ever since I grew up, I definitely told them, like, hey, don't listen to them, don't compare yourself to me, I'm just like you, we're all figuring this out at the same time. When I started college and when I started the DCP, I definitely wanted to try to get more out of the box and try to, like, venture out more, be, I don't want to say a different person, but be more out of my shell. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And then I guess once you went away to college, were you still feeling like you were kind of comparing yourself to your siblings?
Absolutely.
Even in college? Okay.
I don't think I was comparing myself, but I definitely think that my oldest two siblings didn't go to college, and my sister didn't start college until after I started college, and she's older than me as well. Me and my twin brother were the first to go to college out of all of our siblings, but even then, I still graduated 3 years early, a year early. I graduated in 3 years. I was Dean's List every semester. I don't know. I worked really hard. I've always worked hard, of course. I don't think that I would be where I am today if I didn't work hard, but I definitely didn't appreciate like being compared, just because it just casts you in a negative light with the people that you're trying to be peers with. Like, I don't want my siblings to think anything different of me. Just like if we were together and our bosses decided to compare us because of my work ethic versus your work ethic, I don't think that would be fair on me or you, because it starts to cast us against each other. And I don't appreciate that at all, because I'm not asking to be... I know a lot of people do. I will say that. Like, a lot of people enjoy the spotlight. They enjoy thinking that they're better than someone, but I do not think that at all. So, yeah, I think it makes it hard to have actual relationships with... have friendships and relationships with people, because they start to see you differently when they're compared to you. Even if it's not... Like, I would think, yes. I think it was coming out of a good place. Like, they just want my siblings, my family and my parents just want my siblings to do better and be better people. Mm-hmm. And this is a great example of, if she can do it and she's had the same resources as you, I believe that you can do it too. It was just like how you put it to the person, so they're not offended by what you're saying.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes a lot of sense. I would say that, like, talking about, like, comparison to others, like, I know, like, at least I've also grown up in a lot of comparison situations, just because, like, I grew up doing sports, so you're obviously going to get compared to X teammate, that teammate, like, someone's the starter, someone's on the bench. So I feel like for me, it's so natural for someone to, like, be compared to, like, whether it's, like, you being the better one or you having to, like, prove them wrong that you are better, even though you're on the bench or something like that. So I feel like that's just an interesting take on it, because, like you said, a lot of people do enjoy the spotlight, or they do enjoy being the one that they're compared to, because they are, quote-unquote, the top dog. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely an interesting take for that. I would say that, like, pitting people against each other, like at work or something like that, it is kind of crazy, because I feel like we all, like, collectively know that, like, we're doing the best we can, because sometimes you're having a bad day, or sometimes you're having a bad day, or, like, sometimes you're having, like, a really good day. Like, I know at work sometimes, at least at Disney, because I know this is not like any other workplace, but we'll get, like, cast compliments from people. Like, how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel like you're in too much of a spotlight, or does that make you feel just good inside because you're the only one who receives that compliment, and, like, only your boss sees it?
Yes, I think cast compliments are the most amazing way to give a shout out to a person that has helped make a magical moment for you. I think it depends on who the person is. Like, a lot of people, they make cast compliments a compensation for them. Like, they ask how many cast compliments you have and try to put it against you. But first of all, you don't have to share that information. And I think knowing that you're making a difference, it's a little different than outwardly showing your achievements, than knowing... Because at a certain point, when you're working for Disney, every guest is special, of course, but you're meeting so many people every single day. It starts to get lost on you, like, am I really doing my job adequately for being a person that works at Disney? Like, am I making the magic? Am I making the most of my program? Am I doing things correctly? So I think cast compliments are a perfect way to let the cast member know you are amazing, you're doing amazing, keep up the great work.
Okay.
Especially because your leaders and the people that you work with, your fellow cast members that are the same, like other CPs, other college programmers, other part-time, the part-time and full-time, literally anyone could give a cast compliment to anyone. So I think that works too, because of course getting a cast compliment from your leader or from your coordinator is amazing. From anyone, like your provider, any executive, anybody can give you a cast compliment, but knowing, like, another person in the college program or another person that's part-time or full-time that doesn't have any effect on you, like, they can't make any decisions for you, they still think you're doing a great job. I guess that goes along with being compared to people that are in the same level as me, but I like to know these people are not jealous of me. They want to root for me, and I want to root for them. So
okay,
I like that part about Disney.
Okay, I also like it too. I think it's, like, definitely good, like a quiet thank you almost.
Yes.
But like honestly, words of affirmation aren't my thing. But sometimes when you see one of those things come through, you're like, oh my gosh, they really think that.
I was having a bad day. Like you just made it even better.
Exactly. I don't know about you, but I definitely send like every cast compliment I get to my mom and dad. Like it's almost like not like a report card, but like kind of showing them like I am doing good things and I do like my job and they like me type of thing. Like we're going in the right direction. I don't have to, I guess, but like I don't know. Is this something that you also do?
I don't, but now that you mention it, I will start doing it. I'm gonna screenshot every single one and I'm gonna send it to all of them. Like, hey guys, this is what I've been doing.
Yeah. Okay. It is a good idea. I mean, because they don't know what we're doing half the time because they're like doing their job, we're doing our job, so like we only get to catch up ever so often.
Yeah, and they're so far away. It's not like they can pop up on you at work without you knowing.
Yeah, or my mom's friends just come and be like, hey, I'm your mom's friend. I'm like, oh, hi. Like, I didn't know what you looked like. I'm sorry. So sometimes she gets updates from her friends. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I guess I have another question for you. So what lesson took you the longest to unlearn?
That's a great question. Lesson. I don't really know. I guess it would go along with the last question that we don't have to compete. Like, life is not a challenge. Also, actually, I do have an answer to this question. Not to take things so quickly. How I ended up graduating early, I did an internship over the summer. So my junior year summer, I did an internship. That was 40 hours a week. But I also took 3 classes on top of that.
Oh my god.
And then when I came back for my senior year, my first semester of my senior year, I was taking like 21 credits. And a lot of people, the normal amount of credits is 15. So
15, girl,
yes.
it's 12. 15 is being extra.
Okay, yes. Obviously, I'm not going to know that because I took like maybe 6 classes every semester.
Because she's always extra.
Yes, always. Yeah, I took like 21 credits in a semester.
That was me freshman year.
And it was crazy. And I was talking to my friend about it, and he was like, what are you like racing for? Like, what is after that you're so adamant on getting to that you have to kind of stress yourself out right now? And then when I was talking to my therapist about it, she was like, I met my therapist in January and I did this in August. So I met my therapist my second semester and I did this the first semester. And she said, if I would have known you back then, I would have encouraged you not to do that. Because why would you stress yourself out so bad for a less of a year, like 1 year? What is a year difference going to make? In a year, you will still be at the same place. And I hear that a lot with people that aren't in school or that want to do something, but they're scared of how long it's going to take. Like, I'm 25 now, but I'm not 25. This is a hypothetical. I'm 25 now, but I want to do this program, but it takes 2 years. And in 2 years, you're still going to be 27. You're still going to be at the same place. So why not just do it now? Either way, time is going to pass. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I learned. You don't need to take everything so quickly.
Okay.
And it took, I don't know if it was because I did dual enrollment and AP classes and literally everything in high school, but everything was so fast paced. And I knew, like, high school, it doesn't go for more than 4 years, or it usually doesn't go for more than 4 years. Whereas college, you could be in the same, like, you could be a freshman with someone who is like 27 or like 30 or even older. Maybe they're getting another degree, or maybe they're just ready to finally start their college life. Like, you're surrounded by so many people, it starts to get lost on you, the timeline of the normal or actual timeline of things. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think
that definitely makes sense. I think I was kind of like you too, because I also did like AP classes and dual enrollment and stuff like that. But I was like more so trying to graduate on time, and kind of like everyone's talking about being on time or late or early, and it's very interesting because like time dynamics are like what standard's supposed to be. Bachelor's is supposed to be 4 years, and associates is supposed to be 2 years, like, and master's is, I don't know, because mine was in 1 year, but I guess that's not normal because everyone's like, you graduated really early, and I was like, I don't know,
it's like
that's like the
years.
standard.
Yeah.
So I have no clue, but I would say the same thing. That's kind of like part of the reason why I wanted to, I think, leave my original school, because I went to West Point at first, and like there were so many different ways that you could get turned back, and that kind of scared me, because I was like, not that I would do anything wrong, but like at the military school, like even if you weren't the one doing something wrong, if you were even there in any way, shape, or form, you're kind of guilty by association, just because like it's kind of like everyone's responsible, or it's like trying to teach you responsibility and stuff like that. And it's not like I would hang out with, like, theoretically there shouldn't be anybody that's like bad that goes, because like only 8% of people get in. So like, but sometimes the rules are so like strict that like literally like walking with your hands like uncupped could be like something that's like a reprimand or something like that, or it gets a talking to, like as a freshman at least. So I thought stuff like that was like so kind of like menial that like you could do literally the smallest thing and you could get turned back a year, it felt like. And turned back is basically where like if I was at the class of 2024, I'd just be at the class of 2025 instead. So I'd have to like redo a semester or something like that. And it was just like so daunting to me that that could happen. Even at Disney, we have very strict rules. Like you do one small thing and you're gone. Like they're not taking a second chance. They're not taking a second look. Like you're done for. So I guess it's a little bit different though, because you know we're at the most magical place on earth, not at a military place. But I definitely see it as something that's like kind of crazy with like time. So I liked it when I moved to my new school because I could graduate early. Mm-hmm. So I could have either graduated a semester early or I could have started my master's program early. So I decided to start my master's program early, and that's kind of how I graduated, quote unquote, early. But yeah, so I would say that the timing of things aren't always like what it seems. Like some people took gap years with us. Well, I think we're different years. Different years. But it's fine. In my grade, some people took gap years because it was during COVID, or some people took gap semesters because it was COVID, or like some people go to school and they'll be like, I don't think college is for me, and they want to do trade school or something. Like, so like it's a lot different for a lot of different people, and like there's not really one standard, even though that's what everyone's kind of feeding down your throat, that there's only one standard, one timeline, one this. But you have free will. You can do whatever your heart desires.
Yeah, I also think that's the same thing with the program. Like, I did the program to give myself a buffer between school and real life, quote unquote. So I think it's the same thing because we're also surrounded by so many different people. Like, we have international people, we have people that are doing their masters, people that are just finished their bachelors, people who are beyond done with that and just wanted to work for the company for any reason, like getting into culinary or getting into entertainment or anything like that. So I think it's the same thing with the program. Like there is no actual timeline for life. You just get to choose whenever you want to do it.
Yeah, I agree. This is getting really philosophical, and neither of us are philosophy majors, so this is great. I love it. Speaking of like the college program, how did your friendships during your Disney college program impact your identity journeys?
Oh, okay. I think the people that I met have brought me so much out of my comfort zone. I will say, before I started the program, I was going through a lot. I ended up having to be on medication for my anxiety because it was just getting so much, and I knew that if I started the program and I wasn't like regulated, that it wouldn't be a good experience for me or a good time. So after that, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I need to go full out. So I need to make all the friends I can, do all the things I can, get immersed in the culture, kind of. And I think the people that I've met, especially at the water parks, especially at Disney Springs, they genuinely see the good in all of the things that we're doing. Of course, we're gonna have times where we need to lean on each other a little bit more, but I don't know if I would be the same person I am today. And it's kind of like the same thing before college, but at an even grander perspective because of how big Disney as a company, but also Disney as the Disney program lifestyle is. Like, I don't think I would be the same person. I've learned so much through the people that I've met, especially my friends, especially because we're all from different places. Like, we're from all over the country, all over the world. So I think in an identity sense, I have became a better version of myself. I've definitely been surrounded by a lot of characters my whole life. Like, where I'm from, it is the most diverse, like, I don't want to say square foot, but it's something along the lines of that in the world. So I've always grown up around a diverse background, a diverse group of people. But being here is just taking it to the next level. So I don't think that I would have as much perspective as I do if I didn't do the program.
No, I definitely agree because, like, for me, all of my roommates have been international, so I think that's super cool. Like, my first one is from Spain, and then my second one, well, she's still my current one, actually. She's from France, and I'm like, That's just so cool. And it's so funny because a lot of people have, like, American roommates. And I don't even know. It's not that I don't want an American roommate. Like, but it's, like, awesome to, like, be able to see, like, just, like, a different lifestyles. Like, how you guys, like, we're in different time zones. Like, they're, like, I don't know what the time zones are. But, like, it's just so interesting that, like, how people kind of function. Because, like, sometimes people will, like, wake up earlier or stay up later just to talk to family and stuff like that. And their time zones can be different, like, depending on what part of the U.S. you're in, too. But it's just, like, different because it's just so much more drastic when they're international. And, like, just getting to be around people who speak, like, different languages, have different cultures, and, like, different food. Like, it's definitely crazy. Like, I love it.
Yeah. You learn more
Crazy
about
in a good
yourself by being surrounded by people like that.
Mm-hmm. And even at work, I feel like it's been the most diverse, like, workplace I've worked at.
For sure.
Like, we have people who, like, are partially blind. We have people who, like, have wheelchair accessibility and stuff like that. Or, like, just people who, like, have like, it's just so interesting because we're all, like, different. Like, we have, like, older people working. We have really young people working in the college program. And, like, we're all, like, making magic the best we can in the same way. And it's just so crazy that, like, a big like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people try to say that diversity isn't where it's, like, where your strengths are, but I feel like diversity is where your strengths are because you're only as strong as your weakest teammate or your weakest link. So I think it's really great that we were able to pull off such a magical moment for everyone with, like, all the diversity that we bring to the table.
Yeah, and I think it's easier to make magical moments when you have other ways to relate to people. Like, we have cast members that know ASL. We have cast members, obviously, that know a lot of different languages. And even if you don't, if a cast member sees that you look like them, like, if a cast member is blind and the person, they sense that the person that they're talking to is blind or deaf, so they know ASL or they're a child of deaf adults or something like that, it's definitely easier because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm not different because I see a person and they're working for Disney, one of the biggest companies, the most magical place on earth. Like, you get a sense of belonging by seeing yourself in other people.
I think it's also, like, the same for, like, guests when they see people like that, too. Like, and on our name tags, like, they'll say, like, if you do have ASL, like, it'll have, like, the little symbol, or, like, it'll say your language. Sometimes guests definitely do come up when you don't have that, but it's also a great time for, like, if you did, because we all required to take, like, a language or something in, like, high school or something, but, like, I, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, do you speak Spanish? And I'm like, un poco, but then I also took Portuguese, so sometimes I'm like, un poquito, and I'm like, wait, that's the wrong word, and they're, like, looking at me like I'm crazy now, but, like, it's really nice. Sometimes we have to be put on the spot and actually, like, yank out the knowledge that you're like, oh, I'm just having to take this to get an A or something, but no, you have to use that stuff practically. Like, you don't know how many times I've used my Spanish and Portuguese, and I don't know where I pulled it from. Like, I was like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. Like, that's crazy. But even if you can't pull it out of your brain for some reason, like, we have, like, some Portuguese coworkers, and I literally, like, she was on break, but I was like, okay, just quick question, like, how do you say this in Portuguese? And she was like, this. I was like, okay, I'll say that. I'll remember that for next time. So, like, it's just really nice having all the resources right there. Like, you know, we're not allowed to have our phones out, so it's not like we can use, like ChatGPT or Google Translate or anything like that. Like, you just have to know or find a resource. So I kind of like that. What's been your most memorable moment for the DCP, Disney College Program?
Most memorable moments? Oh my goodness. Personally, I remember a lot of guests. I won't say every because it's a stretch, but I know we see a lot of people every day, but the stories that guests tell me, I remember most of them. One, I remember every guest that gave me a cast compliment. Two, I remember that I was at jewelry. So we work in Marketplace Co-op, so we have a jewelry counter that we work behind. I was at the jewelry counter, and I met this guest, and she was getting a gift for her wife. So I don't remember, I feel like it was a necklace or a bracelet, one of the two. And her wife sent her to get one exact thing. Like, I want this thing. I believe it was for her birthday. So, okay, we had to think, thankfully, because sometimes we don't have something in stock. And honestly, it hurts me so much to not have something that the guest is looking for, especially when it's so specific. Like, they have the picture, they know exactly what is on it, they know that they want that, and they came to Disney Springs specifically to get that. So I'm so glad we had exactly what she wanted. But I gave her the necklace, I checked her out, and then we were done. And then I want to say a couple weeks later, I was in the pin store. So we work at Marketplace Co-op, but we also switch between Marketplace Co-op and the pin store and the toy store. So I'm working at the pin store, completely different costume. And she comes in with her wife, and I was like, I feel like I remember you. You got the necklace for your wife for her birthday. And she said, yes, this is my wife. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a full circle moment. Like, I see every part of the part I played in their life. And I thought that was crazy. Because we do get local people, so we do see, we might see a lot of the same faces, but to remember and to distinctly have that interaction with the guests, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
No, I definitely get that. Like, the full circle moments are kind of crazy. Because, like she says, we do see repeat guests, like, all the time. I'm like, so you definitely live here. Because there's, like, no way that like, you're on vacation for this long. But I feel like I kind of had, like, not, like, a similar, like, moment at jewelry, but I was at jewelry one time, and this guy he was older. So, like, this gentleman, yeah, that's how we even say it. This gentleman wanted to get his wife something for her birthday. And I was like, okay, but he made it into like a covert operation. So he's like watching football or something. He's like, watch, I'm gonna watch football. And she's gonna think I'm not doing nothing. I'm just so hey, this is what I want. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, I'm gonna leave and like I'll be back in 10 minutes. Like I'm gonna go to the bathroom or something. And like we're gonna, but like be ready. So I was like, okay, I'll be ready. So I'm trying to like, you know, do my thing while she's like not paying attention because she's literally in the store with us, like maybe 10 feet away. So like, you know, I have to use my indoor voice now. Have an indoor voice. So anyways, he does the thing where he leaves, and then I could not get the key to work because our keys are labeled so poorly half the time. They got relabeled, then the labels will like rub off, and then anyways the keys are bad. So I'm like at the 8-minute mark, and I still have yet to get this item out, and it's like the last one, so it's in the actual case, and I cannot get it open. So, like, somebody comes over to help me, we get it open, and, like, literally with seconds to spare. Like, I get it out, we go to the register, like, I slide it, like, we're doing illegal things, but we're really not. And he's, like, good to go, and they're, like, super excited, because, again, that was the last one. So they bought the last pair that they needed. So I was, like, I felt like a spy, for no reason. But I felt like a spy, and it was great.
Yeah, we get that a lot of people that want, like, it's so amazing to help another person make a magical moment, like when you're trying to do something as a surprise, or when we're giving out buttons for birthdays or celebrating or something like that. It is amazing.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's definitely the best thing, like when we get to pixie dust other people, because I think it was yesterday, these people needed a new charger, and we don't have chargers anymore because they sold out. But I mean, we had extra
charger for their magic band.
So, thank you for their magic band. We're in pin traders now. And I asked the coordinator, I was like, hey, like, I know we're not supposed to take these out. They're like, no, just give it to them. So I handed it to them. I'm like, here's your, like, new charger. And they're like, for free? I said, yeah. They said, are you sure? I said, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay. Thanks. Because, you know, everything at Disney costs money, except for the buttons. And even when you do the birthday buttons, they're like, oh, how much is it? And you're like, it's free. And they're like, it's free? And you're like, it's free. Like, it's so funny when you have to like double take, triple take that it is free. Even when we had towels at the water park, it would say complimentary. Huge sign, complimentary towels. People come up. So how much is it? It's free. Is it free? Yeah, it says it's free right there. Complimentary and free are this same word. Like, oh. So I just think it's so funny when everyone's like, oh, that doesn't cost money. So, anyways, I think it's great when we get to pixie dust people.
Pixie dusting is one of my favorite things to do, realistically.
Yeah, it's definitely a great time. Do you have a least favorite moment, or we just gonna end with like a favorite moment to keep the vibes up?
I don't know, and I hate to be that person that's like, oh, every moment at Disney is magical. But it's a job, and it's gonna have its ups and downs. But I think the people that I work with, like, being able to come back home and be around people who share the same sentiment, home as in back to our apartment, because we all live in the same apartment complex. I think it's easier to wind down when you have people that understand. Like with my roommates, if one of us is having a bad day, it's okay, go to your room, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about in the morning. Like, of course it's a job, so it's gonna have its ups and downs, but I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons.
Okay. That's good. That's a good way to think of it. And I don't know if I have a least favorite moment, but I would say
Well, I guess you guys are going to have to follow along in future episodes to see what my least favorite part is.
What's your favorite Disney World park?
Animal Kingdom.
Okay. What's your favorite ride at Animal Kingdom?
Flight of Passage. Flight of Passage is my favorite Disney World ride, period.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you have a favorite ride at Magic Kingdom or no?
Magic. No, I don't think I've been on enough rides at Magic to guess it.
Even though Jade makes you ride Tiana's religiously.
I've never rode
You've
Tiana's.
never ridden it?
No.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to go, and then it started.
and then
And then we did because it was really cold outside.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah, by the way, she doesn't use that perk a lot called going to the park, so this is why she has issues figuring this part out.
Yeah, no. I think the park I've been to most is Epcot. I only rode 2 rides a deck. Hollywood Studios, I did Rockin', rest in peace to her. I did Tower of Terror, hated it. I did Smuggler's Run, that's my second favorite after Pandora.
Okay.
And that's it. Oh, I did Slinky Dog Dash a long, long time ago. And I don't want to talk about what happened after that because it was terrible.
Okay. You have a favorite ride at Epcot or no?
Epcot, my favorite ride, Guardians. But Guardians is everyone's favorite ride.
Okay. Well, so do you have a more unique one, or are you just gonna go with
No, I'm gonna go with Guardians because it's respectfully, it should be everyone's favorite ride. It's amazing. The music is amazing. I love Marvel, so I love Guardians. Guardians is that's it.
And how is that not your top ride though?
I don't know, Flight of Passage, because Flight of Passage reminds me of I want to say Harry's Adventure, but I don't think it's Harry's Adventure at Universal. What is it called?
The one where like
you go through the spiders and you play Quidditch. And
yeah.
Yes, that's my absolute favorite ride of all time. And Flight of Passage reminds me of that. Like it's the same. Same type of technology.
Okay.
So
okay, that's valid.
I like to be immersed.
Okay.
In the world.
Take her rides with a grain of salt, because again, she's not ridden everything.
No, I haven't. So I have to hurry up before May.
Yeah, literally, we only have like 2 months left. I don't know when this podcast is gonna come out, but right now we only have 2 months left. So would you rather be at Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach? And this is as a worker.
Oh, as a worker?
Yeah.
Okay. You're making me choose between my children. No.
Mine's an easy choice.
What's yours?
Mine's Blizzard.
Really?
Yeah, Blizzard's got the AC.
Oh, that's very true. I don't know. I feel like we made so many memories at Typhoon. Like, H2O Glow.
Never
my
mind.
favorite.
This is tough.
I'm gonna say Typhoon.
That's actually, yeah, you're right. Okay, now as a guest.
Yeah.
I've
never been a guest at Blizzard.
Oh my gosh. See, again, she doesn't use her perks properly.
But if I remember, like, because I worked there, we did a walk around, and like I'm familiar with what's there. I'm gonna have to say Blizzard.
Okay.
And I personally believe that Typhoon gets all of the hype because it's, I guess, quote unquote cooler. But Blizzard is like amazing. They have
the Summit Plummet.
There we go. Yes, they have, and I love roller coasters and I love rides like that. So I mean, obviously it's not a roller coaster; it's a slide. But it's so. I feel like it would be so much fun. I want to do it. You have to take the Skyliner to get there. Blizzard Beach is Skyliner, not the actual Skyliner. Yeah. Don't get on the Skyliner to get to Summit Plummet. But yes, it sounds like so much fun, and it's such a vibe. So
yeah, you're literally staring the Tower of Terror in the eye. And you're like, wow, I'm really free falling from this height
into water.
Yeah. I mean, it's really fun, not gonna lie, but, so basically what she did there was a blind trade. She has never been to Blizzard, but she blindly chose that is the better option.
And we're gonna go, and I'm gonna figure out.
Yeah, we are gonna go, actually. Yes. So, in 2 months or less. Alright. What's your favorite Disney transport?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't really know.
You're gonna say car because you have.
Yes, I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to say that. I drive everywhere. Personally, if I had, because I've been on a ferry to get to Magic Kingdom from the TTC,
which is the ticketing center. There's another
ticketing transport center.
Thank you, ticketing transport center.
I've been on the monorail. I've taken a tram. I love tram drivers. They're so funny.
They're hilarious.
Have you heard the joke about? Is it the elephant?
I don't think so.
The tram driver goes, I wish I had the memory of an elephant or something, and then they keep telling the same joke over and over again.
Yes.
I have heard that one. So
I have
funny.
heard that one.
So, for the people, I'd say a tram driver, but personally, I love heights, so I want to go on the Skyliner because I think that's gonna be my favorite.
That's literally my favorite. My favorite's the Skyliner. It just feels like so nice. Like you're just traveling over all the traffic, and you're Looks like I'm not sitting in the traffic
Right,
today.
Me, yeah. I think if I was a Disney connoisseur, I would choose Skyliner.
Okay. All right, Disney World or Disneyland?
I've never been to Disneyland, so I'm gonna have to go to Disney World.
Well, I've been to both, and I still picked Disney World, so that's a good choice.
Yes, and I don't know, Disneyland has a little bit more niche characters, but Disney World is my home, so I'm gonna go to Disney World.
Okay, favorite Disney show?
Oh, out of all of them?
Of course, out of all of them, they got a lot.
Like,
of
can
them.
I pick Disney XD?
That's fine.
Because
That's
I
fine.
love Lab Rats. Lab Rats is my favorite show.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that now because I feel like I didn't watch that really growing up.
I loved it growing up. I'm gonna say Lab Rats. For sure.
Okay. All right, and what's your favorite Disney movie?
Disney movie. Okay, another thing. Obviously, I'm not very well versed in Disney movies.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this. My favorite Disney movie right now.
You know Marvel counts as Disney, so
Oh, Kayla, you
guys,
guys,
Disney literally owns everyone. Basically, Disney owns
Marvel.
ESPN, Hulu.
I think it would be Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love Deadpool. Deadpool is my favorite character, my favorite person.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Deadpool. If not Marvel, I don't really know.
Yeah, we're gonna keep.
No, I love Rapunzel. We're gonna go Tangled.
Okay.
Tangled and Deadpool and Wolverine. Two opposite ends of the spectrum, but I love them both.
Man, I love your brain. It's great. It's like
yes, you have to get the best of both worlds.
Oh, I love that. See, I liked Hannah Montana. That was my show. Okay, and our signature end question: if you could title this chapter of your life, what would it be?
It would be stepping outside the box.
Ooh, okay, I like that. I like that.
I put a lot of thought into it.
I mean, I did. I saw it. I saw the wheels turning back there. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me, Chemya. I'm so glad you put some time aside for us. And honestly, I've learned, I think, more about you in this, like, almost an hour than I have this whole trip, or this whole thing. So this is kind of cool. I like it.
Very cool. Love that.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Collegiate Chronicle. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you got a good laugh, learned something new, or maybe just felt a little more prepared for whatever college throws your way. If you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. Got a wild college story or a topic you want us to dive into? Hit us up on social media or drop us a message. We might just feature it next time. Until then, stay safe, have fun, and remember, college is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. Catch you next time!